Minden, Ontario is located 2 hours north of Toronto. Here, motorsport doesn't stop in the winter months, quite the opposite. Racing begins when snow starts falling and the temperatures drop below zero.
For racing, we actually like to have the temperatures down around the -10 or lower. We actually have had weekends where we've hit the -25 marks, which is perfect. Some cars actually work really well when it's really cold out. They perform excellent, and then you got other cars that like a bit more warmer weather.
They prepare a course, they plow out an area on the fairgrounds, they flood it, so it essentially becomes like a hockey rink, and then we take out the cars and they race around the oval.
The series is 6 weeks. It starts the last 2 weekends of January and runs all through February. There's essentially 5 races a weekend.
The ice racing has been running for more than 40 years. It's open to all and to any car up to 3 litres. Over 100 competitors show up at every race.
All you got to do is come up with a car, take the headlights out, the tail lights, cover those 2 areas over, hop in the car, and be on the track to ice race. We have drivers that we have the first time out are rookies. Now this can be a driver that's just learning to start to drive, or this could be a driver up in their 50s who want to come out and have some fun. And actually we've even got racers that are 75 years old and are racing right today.
In the series there are 2 main classes, metal to ice and rubber to ice. In both categories the modifications are kept to a minimum. The key for the drivers is getting as much grip as possible on the frozen 1 kilometre track.
We actually tractionize them, we modify the tires. We put them on a set of rollers with about 1,500 sharpened pins on each roller, and we run them on those until the surface of the tire breaks up. So you end up with probably 15 to 20,000 little fingers gripping the ice that give you that extra grip that you need to turn the car on the ice.
There's all different classifications for street studs. Mine, I'm actually using a 98 Honda Civic, which I race against all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars as well. Essentially, these tires are studded compared to some of the actual Menards or the rubber tires. The studs actually help grab the ice and it gives you more traction. And unfortunately, they do come out, so you have to restud them quite often.
With the icy conditions that characterise the series, speed is not the only factor in winning a race. Car control and patience are also essential.
To be a good ice racer, you need patience. Unfortunately, my first couple weekends, I wanted to go fast, and that's what it was. You have to learn that slow is fast, because going into a corner too fast, you're going to wipe out.
We want our cars to be loose so the back end steps out, so that way they don't push too hard. If the front end is pushing, then basically you're a passenger until the front end stops sliding. You can't race it when the front end is sliding.
With only 6 events on the calendar, ice racing comes to an end in early March. But while most people look forward to summer, these racers cannot wait for winter to return.
I absolutely love ice racing, so I can't wait until next year. Everyone, my brothers, they've always all talked about it. Now I understand their itch in the summertime why they always wanted the snow to come back.
Breaking up the winter gives you something to do in the depth of the Canadian winter. They're getting together with people, just the all-around fun, the door-to-door racing, and just the whole atmosphere. It's a great pastime.
My favorite thing about ice racing is the actual racing and the competitive. I'm a very competitive person, and it's a very fun sport, and some people like snowboarding, some people like skiing. I like racing a vehicle on ice.